Hi, this is Simon Chan, and welcome to my network marketing training. Members of my coaching mastermind groups can ask me questions on a weekly basis, and today's question comes from Bobbi out in Melbourne. Bobbi is a 5-star mastermind member, and her question is, Hi Simon, here's my question. Every time I go to an USANA event where there's a guest speaker, I know it's a really good opportunity to learn from and talk to the great speaker at the end of the event. And I really want to talk to the great successful people, but I just don't know what should I ask and what to say to them. Hope you can help me to conquer my fear and solve the problem for me. Thanks so much, Simon. By the way, I missed your fantastic coaching this week because my exam was held at the same time, but I won't miss out next. I will go listen to the recording. I'm looking forward to the next one. All right, Bobbi, thank you so much for sharing. We did miss you on the last mastermind call, but I know you're busy with exams. I know that probably the next 2 or 3 weeks will be busy for you. It'll be all over. But I think one of the great things is you and Michelle and Howard and Shiyu, Catherine. You guys, I shouldn't say guys, gals. You're all starting so early and young in your life, and I think. If you were to ask me, I wish I started my network marketing business way earlier, as early as you did, because you're going to learn a lot of things that really help you, again, not just in network marketing, but also helps you grow as a person. So, and the funny thing is, when you asked that question, to me, when I first read it, it seemed very, and I'm sharing this with you because it seemed very basic and elementary to me. But then I realized even 10 years ago, and 10 years ago, I was older than where you are right now. I wouldn't even be able to come up with that. And then I realized your age, and I realized why. At your age, you're way, way more advanced than I was. And so it's great that you guys are getting started. And it's a good question, especially if they don't teach you to ask these things in school. So I'll tell you, the immediate answer I had was, and then I realized, if I just share that answer with you, it'll be so short. I can share it to you in 3 sentences. So I shared a little bit more, and actually came up with 3 things you can work on. You can ask. The first thing, the easiest thing is to be successful. You need to think like a successful person. You need to have the mindset. You got to be, and then it's got to be in the inside. As long as you have an inside, the mindset, the habits, it will come out on the outside, right? So a couple of things. First thing is, ask about success habit. Because all champions, if you want to find out who's a champion, look at the success habit, right? From what I know, all champions, they read and study and to learn to get better every day. They don't complain and criticize, right? They're grateful. They look for ways to get better. Or maybe they go to bed early. They have a certain type of routine. You kind of know what my routine is. My routine may be a little bit different from someone else's. But we all have little success habits. Generally, probably more or less the same, but if you look at the details, they're probably a little bit different, right? Maybe variations or something, right? Like self-development is very important, but what I do for self-development, maybe a little bit different from someone else's in terms of my habits, my schedule, my routine. So one of the things I'll be interested in, and I still do this, is I want to find out one success habit. Right? So that's immediately you can ask, because that person, the great, that guest speaker, he is up there because he had to change, right? He or she changed internally. And because he or she changed internally, that helped them become successful. Now, some of them, they were maybe successful in other areas in life. Maybe they were Olympic athletes. Maybe they were a good teacher in school, or a doctor, or they were a good student. And then they became successful because they took something from the previous career experience and applied it to the business, right? So maybe an athlete went through tremendous challenges but didn't quit. And that was the mindset. Every day he'll wake up at 5 a.m. to work hard and lift weights. And so now he does network marketing. He has the same intensity and same focus. So whatever it is, it would be interesting. I would collect a huge list of different success habits that that successful leaders have, and that would teach you a lot. The second thing I would ask is, what is one time you had a challenge that made you either want to quit or really frustrated you, and how did you overcome that? Right? Something that, because I'm sure that successful person, the reason that guest speaker is up there again is because she has gone over way more challenges than you have. But somehow they took a different road that the other people are taking. And so what did they do? Now, it's easy to say they didn't quit. I didn't quit, right? But what are the words in their minds? Like, we always have the angel and the devil, right? The devil says, oh, it's not worth it, it's quit. Well, you're wasting your time. Go get a life. It doesn't work. But good, hey, you can do this. Stay focused, go. And at that time, it's always very difficult. But that person chose the right road, chose the right path. So maybe the thinking was, maybe he had to think about his why, or something about his children motivated. Whatever it was, find out. Okay, find out something in the mindset. So you're really getting to learn the mindset, how they think, the operating system, right? Again, if the operating system is wrong, you get bad results. If the operating system thinks correctly, you get positive results. So that's another thing. Third thing, you can ask about marketing strategy. What are some of the ways where they marketed themselves? Did they do online marketing? Did they market them? Did they just go to food courts and talk to people? Did they cold call Yellow Pages? Did they cold call businesses and a shopping mall? And if they did, what made them stand out? Or did they just go through tons of hundreds of people? But what did they do? Yeah, that's actually, I always love those. That always motivates me. And then the last thing is, this is actually not something I would ask, but while you're listening to them, and these are the small things that most people don't do, right? They're listening for the content. And as you grow more, and as you go to more presentations, don't just listen to the content, because the content is always more or less the same, right? Especially maybe, the only thing maybe the story is different, but pay attention to the delivery and how it's communicated. How is the story being told? Why is that person's story more effective and more touching than the other person's? Or maybe when they explain the products, what words do they use that you could use that's more effective? For example, I share a couple, a couple of things. For example, I remember one time I went to a presentation and they said that, with a binary compensation plan, people think that, you have to, in network marketing, you can sponsor everyone. But in now binary compensation plan, you only need 2 people, right? And you need to just sponsor 2 and help those 2 friends sponsor 2. Now, I know realistically it's not really what happens, but theoretically that could happen. But pay attention to me here. What I'm going to share with you is the delivery. He didn't just say just sponsor 2 people, and then you have to help those 2 people sponsor, right? But he also said, well, how many of you here have 2 friends? And some people raised their hands. He said, come on, everyone raise your hands. And this was actually, I learned this in the Taiwan office in Taipei. He was a Mandarin, right? Says, 你们谁有2个朋友 right? 你没有2个朋友的话，你一定要有2个朋友马上举手。因为你没有2个朋友的话，就你应该马上去交新朋友。你基本上马上你要交你新朋友吧，对吧？ So the way he said it, okay, I'm not using the right words. He basically said, hey, how many of you have 2 friends? And some people raised their hands. He said, come on, I want everyone to raise your hands. How many of you have 2 friends? And then everyone raised their hands. He said, oh, good. It's a relief. Because if you don't have 2 friends, what are you doing here on a Friday night? You should go out and meet some friends, right? So he made the people laugh. And then he emphasized, because you only need 2 friends here. But by saying that, right, it made everyone realize, hey, I have 2 friends. I can do this business. And the way he communicated with voice and made people laugh, I was like, wow, no wonder that guy was successful. And I went there when I was like a silver director. This person was like a ruby director. I said, wow, I'm taking notes. And the thing is, whatever you learn, you make sure you implement. Implementation is very important. So it doesn't matter how many times you listen to a presentation, was a story about the founder or the company, the products. Pay attention to how it's communicated, because the specific words do matter. The people who are up there, they've used certain phrases that they found that's been effective. That's why they do it. And there's so many, the good news is there's so many different ways. The way I explain it is different from others explaining it. But you can always learn from something else. All right, so I hope that helps, Bobbi. It's a lot of good information I just shared here. So again, 3 things you can immediately do. Ask a guest speaker about success habits that you can adopt. Find out, learn about the mindset. Find out one time they were very frustrated, very challenged, but didn't quit. And what made them not quit? What was going on in their mind? And the third thing is, a marketing strategy. How do they get people to join the business? How do they grow the business? Through advertising, through cold calling, through meeting people in the street, and what made people want to join them, right? How did he portray himself? And the last thing is, as you listen to these people, pay attention not just to the content, but the delivery of the content and how it's done. All right, Bobby? So everyone, you should thank you for watching this network marketing training. It's very important because a lot of times people just go, hey, he's a great speaker, I'm motivated. But you come home. So what? What did you actually get that you can implement? So I think, Bobby, it's great that you're on the right track. You actually realize the need to find something you can implement. So those are a couple of things I share with you. I'll help you out. All right, everyone, this is Simon Chan. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.